Hey, Mom, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that yesterday Rachel and I had our civil ceremony. So we're legally married now.
Oh, really? I didn't know that you were going to be doing that today. Congratulations on that, and tell Rachel the same.
I'll be sure to do that. Thank you, Mom.
And we just have to think of some way that we can celebrate the next time that the three of us are able to get together. So if there is any restaurant that you two have been wanting to go to, just let me know. It's on me.
Thanks a lot, Mom. We really appreciate that. I'll tell Rachel you said that and see if she has any ideas of where we could go.
Of course, the real celebration is all going to happen at your wedding ceremony.
Come on, Mom. We've already told you that we're not going to have a big wedding ceremony. We'd just be happy to get to celebrate with you.
I know, but how can you not want a big wedding? Don't tell me that you two are worried about how much it's going to cost.
No, it isn't a matter of the cost for us. But you know that Rachel really doesn't like to be around crowds and likes being the center of attention even less, right? Besides, you do know that Rachel really doesn't talk with her parents at all.
Oh, that's right. I had forgotten about that until you just reminded me now. I guess I really shouldn't have let those facts slip my mind, though. I'm sorry about that. But if that's the case, maybe we can just plan something small? I mean, surely she must want to have some photos of her in a big wedding gown or something like that, right?
Look, Mom, I'm really just going along with what Rachel has told me that she wants to do. If that's something she wants to do, then I'm fine with that. After all, everyone knows the star of the wedding is the bride.
You are certainly right about that. And that's why I want you to know that if Rachel ever says anything about wanting a chance to wear a dress and get some photos taken, that I am more than happy to help make that happen.
I appreciate the offer, Mom, but I hope that you're not just wanting to play dress up using my wife as the model. After all, I think it's fair to see you can be a little bit picky when it comes to fashion.
What are you talking about? Of course I'm not going to make Rachel into some sort of doll that I can do whatever I want with. But just remember, my mother-in-law helped me when I married your father and thought that I should extend the same offer to be there. Besides, Rachel is adorable, and I just know that she would look beautiful in a lovely wedding dress. And that way we could take lots of pictures for the two of you to look back on.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you there. I do think that it would be amazing to see Rachel in a nice dress for our wedding.
Exactly. Even you can't deny it. That's why we have to create a chance for her to wear one. I'll handle the makeup and renting the dress and everything. I'll make sure that she's the most beautiful bride anyone has ever seen.
Okay, well, if we want your help with all that, we'll be sure to let you know. Just please don't get carried away. After all, this is our wedding, not yours. I just don't want you putting too much pressure on Rachel to perform and be the center of attention any more than she is already going to be.
Oh, you don't have a thing to worry about with me. All I want to do is make sure that Rachel has an unforgettable wedding. After all, it's typically once in a lifetime even that you get to wear a wedding dress.
I really appreciate the sentiment, but Rachel's even more shy than I am. And she certainly doesn't really care all that much about clothes, especially not to your level.
Oh, really? You mean not even a little bit?
Well, I just mean compared to you, who has an outfit ready for every occasion. Rachel's a lot more go with the flow, I guess you could say.
Well, I know that we've only met her a few times, but I guess I just never really got that impression from her. I remember the day we met, I thought she had picked out a lovely outfit to be meeting her boyfriend's parents in. And her shoes were quite nice as well. I really wouldn't have thought that that was something Rachel just threw together by chance. I guess just seeing her dress up like that gave me the impression that she had at least a passing interest in clothes and fashion.
Well, I guess I can see why you would think that. But just don't go too far with all this. Okay, Mom?
Of course not. I'm sure I was just confirming my own biases in my head. Of course, I shouldn't be making assumptions of people. Although now that we're on the topic of fashion, have you cleaned your shoes like I told you to? Those were completely scuffed the last time I saw you.
Mom, You know that I really don't care all that much about fashion either, right? Besides, I'm an adult and I can take care of my own outfits. Thank you very much. Besides, I really don't try and dress up when I go and visit you. Do you want your own son to feel like he's going to a business meeting when he goes to see you?
Oh, please, you know that I don't care about how you dress while you're at my house. But when you go out, I just thought that you'd want to put some more thought into your appearance.
I mean, I don't think I dress like a bum or anything while I'm outside of the house. But I'm not really thinking all that hard about every little piece that I'm wearing is all.
Well, yes, I'm not trying to say that there's any issue with your style. It's just that it's important to take pride in your appearance, at least up to a certain point anyways. I suppose maybe I still just have my head focused on work, on office life, and all that.
Well, you did have a long career and haven't really been retired for all that long. I guess some instincts take longer to change than others.
If you're suggesting that I still have any desire to keep working, then you're wrong. I've been thoroughly enjoying my time with your father. But you're also quite the hard worker. Have you thought about looking into retiring a bit earlier like I have?
I have thought about it a little, yes. Especially after seeing how much you've been enjoying the retired life. It'd be nice to do something similar with Rachel one day, I think.
Well, just make sure that you don't blind yourself to everything but work to get there. After all, you still have your honeymoon to look forward to. Anyways, just let me know what Rachel thinks about going out to dinner, and mention to her that I really will take care of the dress if she's interested. Hi there, Laura. I just wanted to let you know that I saw you had left me a few messages, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay. Oh, hello, Rachel. I was just curious as to where you are right now. You want to know where I am? Well, I'm just at the house right now. But that's not actually true, is it? What do you mean? Of course it's true. I'm at home right now. I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. What is all of this about, Laura? I know that you're at the Uptown Shopping Mall right now. I'm here too, and I literally just saw you carrying big shopping bags. That's why I wanted to ask about where you are. I really don't know what to say to that, except that I'm not at any shopping mall, and I really am home. Are you sure that you saw the right person? Maybe it was someone else. You're saying that you think I only saw someone who looks like you and that you're not actually at the mall? But I was sure it was you. You were wearing a black dress and you were talking with some man. Do you understand why a sight like that might have me a little worried and wanting to talk to you? Laura, I am sorry, but I see exactly what you're saying, and quite frankly, I'm more than just a little offended. I haven't left the house once today, and I really don't want to have to repeat that again. You might have seen someone who looked like me, but I am not that person. I am not talking to any strange men, and I have no shopping bags in my hands, okay? But I really did see someone who looked just like you. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, let me be frank with you. Do you have any evidence at all about what you're claiming? I mean, did you happen to take a picture of this person who you think looks like me? No, I didn't take a picture of her, of course. Well, if you don't have any proof that we can confirm what you're saying against it, it seems to me that there's a high chance that you're wrong. I mean, no offense, but I've known other people who, when they get to your age, swear they are always seeing things that aren't really there, so maybe you should be talking about this with your doctor and not me. Now, hold on just a second. Even if I did make a mistake, I am certainly not so old as to have that be the problem. But I understand that perhaps I'm not the best position to carry on with this line of questioning. If you had any kind of proof at all, things might be different, but you don't, and that's a big problem. Or is this just your way of having fun? Do you enjoy treating your daughter-in-law like this, leveling baseless accusations against me just so that I'm always on a back foot trying to defend myself? Of course not, Rachel. It's nothing like that at all. I mean, I am so happy that you're with my son and that you both make each other happy. It was really difficult for me to muster up the courage to ask you about the person that I saw. Well, I guess it's a good thing we got to the bottom of this and know that you were just mistaken. Because I find it very upsetting that you all but accused me of cheating on my husband so soon after we've just been married. And so you're really telling me the truth about you being at home right now? You really haven't left the house at all? Laura, you really have no right to still be asking me about this when you don't have any proof of what you're talking about. Now I am really starting to get upset with you. I thought that you and I were getting along well, but maybe now I should rethink how I feel about you.
Mom, you haven't been bullying my wife lately, have you?
What? You're asking if I've been bullying Rachel? Of course not. Nothing like that at all.
Well, Rachel is telling me that you have been, and that she doesn't want to see you ever again. I told her about the memorial that we were going to next week, and she asked if she could just stay home. She is terrified to even be in the same room as you.
I had no idea that she was so upset.
She was crying to me about you, Mom. She was saying that you have a whole other side to you that you don't let your family see. I've never seen her so upset.
Okay, come on. I really don't think that I'm that scary. If there's anyone to be scared of, it's Rachel.
And just what is that supposed to mean? Mom, you do realize that you're in big trouble right now, don't you? I don't want to fight with you, but you can't treat my wife the way that you've been treating her, okay? So just please apologize to her.
Hold on, you're telling me that I have to apologize to her?
Well, of course you do, Mom. I don't think you get it. Rachel wants to stop talking to you entirely. That's how upset she is.
Oh, well, if that's what she wants, then fine. I don't really feel like talking to Rachel either, if that's how she's going to be.
Mom, what has gotten into you? Why are you acting this way? I thought you said you were glad I was with Rachel. I thought you two were getting along so well. I don't understand what's going on between the two of you.
Well, I felt the same way as you, at least at first anyways, but that was only until I learned the kind of person Rachel really is.
Kind of person she really is? What do you mean by that, Mom?
Oh, son, this is not how I wanted to have this conversation. I hope you can forgive me, but I've been doing some digging on Rachel.
Digging? What do you mean by that? I don't get what you're trying to tell me.
Chuck, you have to know that Rachel is cheating on you. She's having an affair.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Look, I am really, really sorry to have to tell you like this, but I only ask that you listen to everything I have to say before judging. The thing is that Rachel has been dating someone before the two of you were even married. And she is still with that same person right now.
Mom, come on. You really expect me to believe this? There's just no way that Rachel's cheating on me. We have the same friends and acquaintances. So I'm pretty sure someone would have told me something by now, don't you think?
Well, what if your friends didn't know at all that she was doing this either? And what if that was because Rachel wanted to hide the truth because the man that she was seeing was actually also already married? That would explain why nobody, not her friends or yours, would know about this affair, right?
Mom, you're really serious about this, aren't you? You really think that Rachel is cheating on me?
Chuck, you know that I would never be sending these kinds of messages if I didn't think something was happening. And you know that I'm not the kind of person to bully my own daughter-in-law for no reason.
I know, but if you're saying all of this, then surely you must have some proof of what you're claiming, right? I mean, you just said that you were looking into Rachel.
Yeah, that's what I've been up to for the past few weeks now. Ever since I saw her with another man at the mall. At first I thought he might have just been a friend, but then I saw the way they were acting towards each other. I tried asking Rachel about this later, after I saw them, but she just insisted that I had seen someone else.
But you're telling me that you're really sure that it was Rachel who you saw that day?
I saw her with my own eyes, Chuck. You have to believe that I'm telling the truth. You should also know that a couple of weeks after I first saw Rachel and this man, I saw them again just last week.
You're kidding me. So then it wasn't even a one-time thing.
Chuck, you're not okay right now, are you?
I don't know. My head is spinning. This is so much to have it all in at once. I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Please tell me this is all some kind of horrible joke.
Would you like to come over and spend some time at my house? I have some documents and photos that I'd like to show you. They were all given to me by the PI that I hired to look into Rachel. I know this isn't easy, but I really think that you should take a lot of the evidence that we have.
Yeah, I guess I can come back home today if you think it's best.
But isn't Rachel at home with you right now? Are you going to have to talk to her about visiting me? After all, you do realize that this is probably going to lead to you two having to talk all of this between yourselves, right?
I know, but I have to trust Rachel until I've seen enough that I don't have any more reasons to.
I understand. Well, I don't want to make you do anything that you don't want to do, but you should know the truth. And either way, you're welcome back here any time. You're just horrible. Do you know this? How could you choose to destroy the happiness that your son had in his marriage? I was wondering when I was going to be hearing from you. But you've got some nerve trying to blame this all on me. Well, I know what you did. Chuck confronted me and he told me to tell him everything, so I told him the truth. That he is nothing but an ATM for me to take money from, and that's it. Is that really what you told him? You really couldn't think of a nice way to put things? You're the one who seems to take the most joy in hurting Chuck, you know. You know, I really think that you should have done a better job raising Chuck right. Raising him right? Just what is that supposed to mean? Chuck is a good boy, and I'm very proud of him. Oh, please, don't you realize that you completely sabotaged Chuck? You should have warned him about the people who might want to get close to him when he makes all that money. All I had to do was bat my eyelashes and give him a little bit of attention before I had him wrapped around my finger. You're the reason it was so easy to trick him. You really are horrible, do you know that? If you didn't really want my son to marry you, then you should have said that. You don't seem to understand. I'm already in my mid-20s. It's high time that I settle down. I was ready to quit working and find a man rich and dumb enough to give me the life I wanted. And everything was going so well with no problems at all until you butted in. If you're telling me that I should have just let you continue to cheat on my son without telling him, then that is simply taking things too far. And just what would be so wrong with that? After all, he loved me, and I told him that I loved him. Nothing would have ever come between us if you didn't do what you did. How can you honestly try and put the blame on me when you were the one that was having the affair in the first place? You need to grow up and accept responsibility for what you've done. And just how should I do that? Are you going to tell Chuck to sue me for the affair? Because I'll pay whatever it takes. After all, now that the truth has come out, my real man said he'll pay for whatever you can throw my way. And he's quite rich, so I'm not worried. Are you sure that that's going to work out that way? Because I'm quite sure you'll be the one paying for this. And just how do you figure that when you don't even know who it is that I've been seeing behind Chuck's back? Well, you're wrong about that. In fact, I've already told his wife about what's going on between the two of you. When I told her, though, she had already had her suspicions and couldn't help but laugh. She said it was funny because her husband doesn't have a penny to his name. What in the world are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense at all. You really must not know much about this guy. Otherwise, you would know that the breadwinner is his wife who owns her own business. He just spends all of her money and doesn't work at all. But when he found out that his wife knew, he went to her begging for forgiveness. So it might be your turn to do just that. Wait a second. You're telling me that it's actually his wife who runs the company? That's right, although I understand that this man lied to you and told you that he was in charge. But then, you mean, I'm really going to have to pay everything? I'm really totally on my own in this now? That's right. You thought that you could live your life leeching from man to man, all while only caring about what they could do for you. You didn't even care that you had been caught because you were so sure you would have someone else there to clean up your mess for you. But I have Chuck with me right now here, and I told him all about what you've done. There isn't a secret you have that we don't know about. Okay, I understand that I hurt Chuck. But that wasn't my intention. I never really wanted to hurt him. If he's there with you, can't you just let me talk to him? No, there is nothing to talk about. Chuck has already told me that he plans to divorce you and sue you for the affair. So I would quit wasting any more energy trying to plead with me to speak with Chuck. Your time would be better spent looking for a good lawyer. But this isn't how things were supposed to go for me. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Please, you can't do this to me. I am not doing anything to you. All I've done is let my son know the truth. Everything else is of his own volition. If you're looking for someone to blame, you have no one to turn to but yourself for answers. You lied and manipulated my son. Then you tried to gaslight me into thinking that I didn't see what I knew I saw with my own eyes. But now your lies have finally caught up to you, and you are going to pay for what you've done. After that, I heard that Rachel went back to her hometown to try and live with her parents, knowing that Chuck would cancel the lease on their apartment. Unfortunately for her, she didn't think things very far through, as Chuck's lawyer had to forward her his letter to her parents' house as well. I hadn't told Rachel's parents what had happened, but when they saw and read the letter outlining the lawsuit she was facing, they learned all about what a liar their daughter was. Rachel begged and pleaded with them to help her out and that she didn't have anywhere else to go to for help. Her parents agreed to pay all her legal fees, but in exchange, she would have to find a job in her hometown and would be under strict supervision from her parents. I knew that they weren't the kind of people to let her get away with slacking either. As for Chuck, he continued living with me for a few months while he got through the divorce and got back on his feet. After that, he moved out and into a new apartment. He still comes over frequently, but I can see that he's slowly moving past this horrible betrayal. I only hope that one day my son will be able to trust someone the way that he once trusted Rachel.